We live in a world designed for convenience, finding ourselves drowning in endless distractions. We use the belongings meant to assist in our lives as a way to define who we are, turning the simplest moments into mere novelties. Fundamentally, we understand what the distractions are in our lives, as they are merely a reflection of what generations before us faced. So the question really is, why do we distract ourselves? Perhaps deep down we know the never-ending promise of tomorrow is simply just a facade. Maybe it's fear of looking back on our lives with regret, surrounded by unfulfilled dreams. Some argue it's love, a belief that love without hesitation simply just leaves us vulnerable, as all good things must come to an end. In one way or another, we all feel the overwhelming pressure to do more, distracting ourselves from the simple reality that we are enough. But isn't that what makes life beautiful? That each day we do get to wake up, we are presented with a new opportunity to explore the world around us. That without fear, courage would not tell as powerful of a story. And in my humblest opinion, true love only works in its finite nature. It reminds us that we don't have forever, so we need to cherish each moment with passion and kindness and learn to forgive. That when we lose something we love, we would trade anything in the world just for 5 more minutes with it. That the discovery that we are enough allows the exploration of the world without the restraint of any illusion. Distractions in themselves are the avoidance of the present moment, the only moment in life not distorted by time. The most difficult part is that pursuing a life of being present opens your eyes to the true reality, watching the impending darkness as it arises. Maybe that is why we try so hard to distract ourselves as we wait for the coattails of hope to sweep us away. And yet, as madness continues to consume the heart of men, it will be you that breaks that trend of chaos. That genuine conversations with your kids is what defines the future, not the imaginary potential of a business you may start. That you turning on the camera and filming a video is what inspires the community around you, not the hundreds of books on how to film. That facing the fears, the doubts, and the never-ending self-hatred displays to your younger self why it fought so hard to be where you are now. We believe a lifetime is what defines who we are, taking for granted the average day. And yet, it is the single actions in a day that defines the life we live. Choosing simple actions such as keeping your phone in the other room while you sleep, knowing that simply just waking up is such a gift, there's no need to escape to the digital world. We distract ourselves for the weekend, the next vacation, the next federal holiday, and sometimes even pray that the weather gets so bad that work is canceled. Maybe that is why we distract ourselves, as a way to inadvertently create some sort of cheap excitement in our lives, to create a barrier between us and monotony. What if instead of living for the next big moment, we gave gratitude for the small moments we routinely take for granted? When was the last time we paused and gave thanks to our bodies that we're often far too hard on, the air in our lungs, or even the privilege of being caretakers of another life? I often wonder if the reason we hide distraction behind the curtain of procrastination is because we often feel we are not where we're supposed to be in life. We wait until a moment of inspiration finally gives us that push to achieve our potential, saying that when everything in my life aligns, then I can live my life. How funny is that? When my life aligns, then I can live. But if I was anywhere else, doing anything else, who would water my plants? During this period of abundance, I often feel plagued by the clutter in my own mind, constantly distracted by the question of purpose in this life. If I am making the right decisions, if I am making a difference, if I really am enough. What is the point of life if we do not achieve these things to the fullest? Does that mean I will live a life of regret? Does that mean this was all a waste? But as nature often sends its gentle reminders, those questions, valid in some ways, are missing what the point of life actually is, and that is to live. The world is only what you perceive of it, so to change the world, you must start loving yourself. And as we head into the new year, we embark on strategic ways in which we can finally live the lives we've always wanted, giving ourselves an out as we eat an extra slice of pie or buy another gift because ultimately, we will change in the new year. But isn't that all just a distraction to the reality we lack discipline in the present? Lacking the discipline to realize a list for the year is worth nothing if you refuse to write a list for the day. As simply writing down small tasks that need accomplished, you are beginning your day with intention. Intention. Intention, in my opinion, is the antithesis of distraction. Intention allows us to use our phones as a powerful tool it is, social media as the greatest network known to man, or our own minds, the greatest misunderstood supercomputer that there is. Without intention, we are being separated from the lives we're actually living, and instead, idealizing the illusion of a life. Let's all take a moment to lower our fingers pointed at the distraction in our lives, forgive ourselves for the blame we place on ourselves, and give some gratitude that we are who we are. That the life you want to live is not riddled with distraction, procrastination, self-judgment, but actually your fear to give your gift to the world. The feelings of fear, frustration, or anger is a distraction that you still must put one foot in front of the other. And yes, the world is a nasty place, and yes, when you open without barriers, it will leave you vulnerable, and yes, the pain will be greater, but so will the love. The realization that the present moment is so incredible, we can't take another moment for granted. That the hugs with your loved ones will be even more warming. That the traffic you are constantly fighting is actually just realization you are not alone. And that when you are feeling lost, without a path on where to go, that without you, your plants, your animals, or the people in your life, they will simply not be the same without you. That you simply being you is making all the difference. That you are enough.
Such a good feeling to know you're alive. It's such a happy feeling. You're growing inside, and when you wake up ready to say, I think I'll make a snappy new day. It's such a good feeling, a very good feeling. The feeling you know that I'll be back when the day is new. And I'll have more ideas for you. And you'll have things you'll want to talk about. I will too. You always make each day such a special day. You know how? By just your being you. Only one person in this whole world like you. That's you yourself. I'll be back next time. Bye-bye.